Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from Simple 123 Trader. This is the weekly playbook outlook for the week of May 8th to May 13th. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to take a look at the indices and currencies and cryptos and futures for starting off with the US dollar. And as you can see, for US dollar, we were sitting at a major resistance level, which we have now breached. You can see that we're breaking to the upside. We were in a little bit of a congestion at this point during the week, and now we're breaking to the upside. So for the remainder of the week, looks like we're heading up with some strength into this last leg of this move. So lots of strength in the US dollar going forward. So opportunities for the members of the Simple 123 trading group to play the Australian US dollar, the Euro US dollar, GBP US dollar, New Zealand US dollar to the downside, and the USDCAD, USD Swiss, USD JPY to the upside. So let's take a look at, we'll take a look at the Australian dollar. This is on the futures. You can see it's certainly pointing straight down. So it's setting a support, but looks like continued weakness in Australian dollar. So opportunities on the lower time frames, or even at this level. But again, opportunities exist to continue down for Australian dollar. The same will be for the euro, also sitting at a key support and looking to break to the downside with a lot of weakness. GBP, the GBP US dollar will be the same. This is Japanese yen. Let's find, there it is. British pound has already broken through that level and is very much in weak stage. So we broke through that level that the US dollar was kind of sitting at, and it's falling very fast. Okay, and if we look at the New Zealand dollar, also similar, all falling. So opportunities to the downside for the remainder probably of this week, I would think. Looking at the Japanese yen, it too is very weak. So the US dollar versus Japanese yen, since the Japanese yen is very weak, US dollar is strong, we'd have opportunities going long with the US dollar against Japanese yen. Looking at the Swiss franc, also super weak. So the US dollar again would be strong against the Swiss franc. Okay, and lastly, I think that's it for those guys. Yes, this is the euro. Okay, the Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar also super weak. So US dollar versus Canadian dollar would be looking for strength to the upside. All right, so opportunities exist. You just have to know where to find them, and that's one of them. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now looking very, very weak and bleak, sitting right on the edge of a major support area, and looking like we're going to be breaching that to the downside this week. I'm kind of projecting Bitcoin heading down into the $20,000 area in a not too long a time. You can see over here, it only took 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, a month to do that move. So we could expect something at least within the next 2 months at most before we're going to be hitting down at the $20,000 area for Bitcoin. Looking very bleak at this point for a continued drop. Okay, so on the daily time frame, again, you can see that we're pointed due south and not much support after it breaks these levels here. All right, taking a look at crude oil. Do that again, crude oil. Crude oil, I'll go to the weekly, looking very strong right now. So it looks like we're going to get a push to the upside this week and continued strength in crude oil. Okay, I look at the DAX from Germany on the weekly, also looking very weak and bleak, and continued weakness in the DAX. Any moves to the upside, opportunities to sell the DAX going into this week. Okay, we looked at US dollar, we looked at Bitcoin. So these other coins like Dash and so forth are all going to be pointing the same way to the downside, sitting at a major support as well. Gold, also looking very weak at this point. We go to the weekly and we look at it, it's super weak. We're going to see continued pressure on gold going into this week as well. And any pullbacks, opportunities to sell gold to the downside. That will be the same for silver, also very weak, sitting at a super support area. And on the weekly time frame, you can see that we've been at this support area a number of times in the past, and looking to continue down. Any bounces, opportunities to sell. Okay, look at that's Litecoin. It would be similar, looking very bleak and weak to the downside as well. Looking at the Russell 2000, very weak, continued weakness going into this week on the daily. Again, we might get a bounce, starting the week off, but that's probably going to be short-lived, and will continue dropping. So the Dow 30 similar. We're more than likely, because we're sitting at a support, we could get a nice bounce in here. But overall, it's super weak. But any bounces, opportunities to sell into these major indices. Again, similar to the others, S&P 500 sitting at major support. Bounce to the upside would be opportunities to sell. US Technology Group, same story. If I go to the weekly, we can see it from this level. Very weak overall. Any bounces, opportunities to sell into this continued decline in these indices. All right, so that's a look at what's setting up for this week. Keep your eyes on the US dollar if you're playing the major pairs. Profitable trading to everyone. Be safe. We're done now. Thank you.